Alright, so we're in for a long one. Yeah. I started with a flank opening, something I've been experimenting with lately, and what I'm really searching for is to close up the queen side. That's why I played this kind of tempting move, because I want him to play c4. No, I mean, yeah, c4. Possibly I could have kept the knight there for a bit longer, like playing knight i3, because I really want him to play that, but I moved the knight, and now he played c4, which was what I was searching for all the time. The problem from blue's perspective is that if he pushes c5, then he's always getting... It's possible he will be forced to trade, and if he moves the knight, then he gets hit with d5. So then you really start wondering, well, c7? No, because then yellow will trade with you. And then this base game kind of is very irritating. So c4 is very understandable. Now you can not worry about yellow trading and possibly me taking on b5. So I play this just to counter the green bishop, and now I invite blue to close it down. I understand that it's not really forced, but on the other hand, if blue does nothing, then I will be able to defend this pawn structure. And as I've discussed on previous occasions, is that if blue tries to break out, it's really his own structure that gets compromised. And yellow can even hit the rook with tempo moves like queen h11. So we keep going. Now it's closed and I'm happy with this position. Now my pieces are all kind of safe. I play this move to stop yellow from checking me on e4. So we keep going. Now this rook move is just a counter to a possible knight k4 from green. And then I can move my knight. Like if I wanted to develop my bishop, of course, but if knight k4, I would be forced to trade. Really, I don't want to trade. That's why I moved the rook to j1. Now I developed the bishop, and I felt that I was ready to push the pawns. And now I find that this f3 square, e3 square is really safe, because green's bishop is not on the diagonals. So now I'm getting ready to castle queenside. But I'm also trying to stop this green pawn from promoting. So I'm just holding green back a little bit, so that the other players can catch up and possibly block off the pawns. So now I've secured my king. So some shuffling, not much going on. Now I'm here. Blue might be trying knight takes e5 and afterwards push the pawn. I mean, right now the pawn is pinned, but I wanted to cover that in case I would get hit with a tempo, like, I don't know, bishop k7 and knight takes e5, then I can take with the queen. And besides, green is right before me, so blue does not have the luxury of knowing when green might hit me with a tempo. So now I have pretty much sealed off blue, and that's really advantageous for me, because when blue sacrifices something against me, then the other players can gang up. But now this bishop move was really key, because now blue is locked down for maybe 4 more moves. He needs to move the king, the queen, and then the knight. So I think moving this knight back was a mistake. but tempos are not that critical in this game. It's more about when you decide to strike. So now I'm just trying. I need to push on the king side, so this could defend k3 and I could push the pawns, but I didn't feel like doing that immediately. Here is on my rook, so I wanted to move it to a safe square. Now I bring the knight back, shuffle my bishop around. So I want more. Here when he broke with d6, I didn't really want to take. It was possible. I didn't see how he would regain the pawn immediately, but I'm sure he had. It's not really what I want. So I invited him to take when I kind of take with the rook, so that would be a better situation for blue than if I took. But on the other hand, neither of those were inviting to me. I wanted him to close it, and he agreed or complied. And now I'm back with the bishop, so I pretty much have two weaknesses here. The g5 pawn and the d4 pawn, as well as maybe the diagonal with this strong green bishop. So I never really want to move the knight because then it trades with me. So now the goal is kind of to free the diagonal and set up the pawns to march. And that's why I put the bishop on f1, because then I can cover up I4, like the queen was always hitting it, and then I can start pushing the pawns. So we keep going. Wait. So this was strange. He gave up the most valuable queen. I guess I wouldn't have done that. So I think yellow kind of blundered here. It's been there a while. I wonder why blue didn't play it before. I wasn't really paying attention to that side of the board, to be honest. But piece trades are not bad for me. So basically I've shuffled around. Now interestingly, this was a mating threat. Queen d1 was checkmate. But I figured that blue or yellow, they are not really in a position to sacrifice against me. And even if they did, I would just block, and the worst thing that would happen was that I lost a pawn. But like if blue played bishop takes f6, but it's not really playable because green doesn't have to threaten checkmate, and then blue just loses a bishop. So now I'm just... This was really weird. Why did he take that? I mean... Here I thought for quite a long time, because I wasn't really sure if I could really punish green for his play. So I figured that yellow might want to trade the queens. And then I was just hitting this rook. And if he takes with the other one, then maybe queen n10 is annoying. And now I bring the knight around to a really nice square. On f4 you're kind of protecting the central squares, and also if needed you have e2 to cover up the weak point. So this rook g3 move kind of needs explanation, because I'm trying to cover the k3 pawn so that I'm ready to push the pawns if needed. And also I'm just slowly gaining space. Now here I could probably have played I5 already, but I thought I needed to prepare it by covering up k3, because I wasn't sure if how I wanted to push the pawns, and that's why I just overprotect some weak pawns. Like k3 was kind of undefended only by the j2 pawn. It wasn't a big deal, but you never know. now I just move back. So this was a critical point in the game, I think, because now the blue queen is hanging, and I think blue was my toughest competitor because the other players do not have a queen, and that's why I play this move. So now I'm kind of sacrificing a knight, but if blue wants to keep his queen, then he might lose a rook and more. And this pawn is really nice for me, because it just, in the future I can march the pawns much easier, and if the whole structure collapses, then I'm just really safe behind this pawn mass. So he took the knight. I was a little bit surprised, to be honest. I thought he would take the green queen, but he didn't, like with the pawn. Yeah, and that was actually good news for me, because now I'm threatening to hit green. So here I could have checked. The problem I saw was that after I check, blue might, first of all he might take the queen, but that's not really the issue. I thought he might play rook d7 or possibly rook d8, and then I really don't have a good answer to bishop takes e5, so I moved the king, and I think that was a good decision. Probably here green needed to play j4, k4 I mean. This move just loses. I mean, it's nice for me, but k4 was much more critical. Like right here. After k4 I really would consider sacrificing, because green is really close to getting mated. And besides, I could just play queen g4, queen k5 and set up knight takes k4. Now this is really problematic for green. I think I could have gone for mate here with knight k4, take back with the rook, and then rook k5, but I wanted to gain all the points I could, so I took the rook. And here I was contemplating knight j5, but then my h5 pawn is a little bit loose. So now I'm just freezing this knight, because if it moves I have checkmate. And if he moves the pawn, then I have knight k7, taking away the escape square, so green is really stuck. He did play that, and now my knight is locking him in completely. So this rook move is kind of mysterious, but the idea is that it was hanging. Sometimes the bishop takes e5, and also I wanted bishop g1, bishop to, I don't know, any random square here. Like I want to deflect the knight, so I just want to keep all my pieces safe. Like this bishop takes e5 move might come in like a really big problem. Now this worked out really nice for me, so now I'm setting up checkmate, so the king had the run. And I took advantage of this check to get the knight back in play. And now green resigned. So now we're on move 67. And I think this was the final touch of the game, because now blue wins the rook. But critically, yellow resigns. So now we're at move 68, and I have all pieces except the knight that I sacrificed, which was really critical. And now I have two kings to capture, and the third one coming up. So on move 68 I had 6 points, and just on move 74 the final move of the game, I have 74. So I gained 68 points in 5 moves. Yeah, that's nice. So, as you can see, it's really important to have the material left and also have a safe king. And I think this strategy of queenside expansion is really interesting, and it can work out well even if some players queen, because you have such a solid structure. And it's much more important to have a safe king. Yeah, thanks for watching.